Welcome back to Ox Tools. This is Tom. So we got a special.
No, you guys start. I forgot to.
Okay, so welcome to Meatloaf 52. This is 1 year of Meatloafs, maybe a little more. There might be an extra one in there somewhere. But got some special characters here today in the shop, and we'll get them in here and introduce them. And they're all familiar faces, so you guys should recognize everybody. Come on in, guys. And we got Chuck Van Anna from
Everybody.
Old Top Farms. We got here. Let me scoot over here. Come on in, Chuck. We got two Chucks and a Randy here. So outside Screwball and Old Top Farms, and Randy Richard in the shop. So we're gonna poke around. We're gonna poke around here in the shop and look at some viewer appreciation stuff. We're gonna check out some tools. I don't know, what else are we going to do, guys?
We're going to have some fun.
We're going to have some fun.
We're going to have a little fun.
We'll look at some aprons.
Little modeling going on here.
Yeah.
A little modeling.
Right, and then these guys are going to do a nude scene, so it's all going to be good.
As long as we're all together.
I need make probably glue on my forehead.
Yeah.
Makeup.
Makeup.
All right, let's have some fun.
Okay, hi. So I started wiping those out of the videos, and I thought, oh, screw this. They know what you're doing. Just
Yeah.
Oh,
So, just so you know, I'm recording.
You're recording.
All right.
Hey, push the button, push the button.
Push the button.
Is it going? How do you tell it's going?
It's a little red, little, see, if that's off.
I'm old, I can't see that.
Steve, Christmas, I'm
Okay,
too.
okay, it's good.
I'm probably older than you are.
There you go. So what we're going to do first here is we've been talking about this tool, and Richard Raunchy sent me some photographs about how this tool is used. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of demo this, and you can see I've been practicing here a little bit to get the moves down. So we're going to let Chuck try it.
Have you tried? No, Chuck. Aloha, Chuck.
Flip
He's
a coin.
the carpenter.
No, I'm not a carpenter.
Okay.
I'll give it a
All
shot.
right, so let's get a piece of wire for you here. All right. You can try it.
What I was noticing about it is the welding on it. I thought it looked like it was homemade.
Yeah. Okay, so you bend a loop. So this is a concrete form tool for guys that haven't been following this. And this is kind of an old school way of doing it. So you build up your forms, and then you have verticals on the outside. And then the idea here is that you loop wire maybe through the form or on top. It's probably through the form would be my guess, because you need to support it at several elevations, right?
Right.
And then the idea is now we want to tension the wire, right? We want to pull some tension on this to hold those concrete forms together, because there's hydrostatic pressure that wants to push them apart. Okay, go ahead, Chuck. So here, I'll hold the wire, okay?
Okay.
And then you.
I think it was a one-man operation, though.
Yeah.
There's probably.
He's not a woodchuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
well, two of us make one man. Okay,
Yeah, I
so, okay,
Sorry.
leave a little space, back up a little bit.
Okay.
About like that. Try that. Okay, close down on that. Okay, now pull back on it a little bit to get the initial tension. Now this twist. Okay, and I don't know. We might not be able to. We might not be at a really good angle here to see it. Go ahead and. Okay, now
I
pull a little bit. Pull a little, not too hard. Okay,
I'm
go.
going to twist some more.
Twist some more. Okay, and then give it a little tug. Okay.
Not that hard of a tug. I'm turning bright red.
Yeah, well, we got some, see, I told you they're characters. Okay.
I didn't know Beavis and Butthead were here.
And then you flip it off and you go. Now here, well, you can probably hear that. That's pretty slow.
You wouldn't want your finger caught in there, I'll tell you that.
No, but I imagine the guys that were using these were probably pretty fast at this too. And,
Yeah.
so anyway, that's what that tool does. And Rich Raunchy, thanks very much for sending those pictures. And I ran down to the shop and I got some wood together and I started playing around with it, and the thing works great. So if you see one of those at the flea market, now you know what it is.
Grab it.
Grab it. Everybody shuts up.
So what are those holes for, Tom? Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I get this a lot. Everybody asks about the holes in the table here, and I was just telling Chuck, it's so everything that you put on the table falls through onto the floor. So and that's why this is here. And
Well, you know where it's at that way.
you know where it is. No, the idea was that this thing acted like a blacksmith's swage block. Okay, so I can.
It's like a giant swage block.
It is like a giant swage block. Exactly right. So I can fixture in here. I can use them to bend things. I have some tapering shapes here, so I can close things down or whatever. There's.
It almost formed like a little gas tank in that thing.
Well, you can do all kinds of stuff. And the circular ones, when you have cones and you want to close them up, you can jam them in a hole like that, and it helps close them up, and you get tack welds on when you're doing that. So that's one of the ways that they're used. So we're gonna open some viewer appreciation mail here.
It's a beautiful night.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
You know, I get more comments about this thing than I do about the work. So what kind of knife is that, right? So.
Probably should have gloves on, safer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ow! I got a paper cut.
All right, so this comes to us from
Hey, that's a good news tonight.
a little faster,
Changing
a
colors.
little faster, please.
Mr. Thing. It's Thing.
All right, oops.
Whoa.
We got shop pranksters in here today, so. Okay, so this is Mark Butterworth, and he's an optical engineer, and he's in the Bay Area, and he emailed me. He ran into some goodies here, and asked if I was interested. Apparently,
I'm interested. You have to be.
apparently he is a good packer too. Well, it's actually so this was mine's bigger than yours kind of a conversation with Mark, and I'm always losing out to Adam.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's always a half inch longer, 3/4 of an inch bigger, whatever, 2 tons heavier, whatever it is, right? And all this stuff. So Mark said, "Hey, let's see if we can put Adam in the back seat."
Holy cow.
And so he had this indicator that he got.
Well, who else had the Ames one? Just showed an Ames one.
Actually,
Was it Stan? Just showed an Ames one yesterday or something.
well, Adam sent an Ames back and got it repaired. So they did this fantastic job. His grandfather had an Ames.
Derek.
Huh?
I watched it this morning.
Who was it? Was
Which
it Adam?
Stan just had one this
I
morning.
thought it was
Stan had an Ames too?
995 Ames. Oh, no, excuse me, James Kilroy.
James
Yeah.
Kilroy had one. He
Kilroy.
showed one this morning.
So
Blah, blah, blah.
Chrome
Sorry,
plated.
let's
James,
let-
you had 3 views this morning, James.
3 views.
You're
So this-
behind on the Ames thing.
So this is a gigantic Ames indicator. This thing is massive. It's metric. This is hundredths of a millimeter, and it's got a 10 centimeter range. And for our non-metric folks, that's about 4 inches. And but look at the shank on this thing. That's like, I don't know, that's a 4 millimeter shank or something like that. This is a really nice indicator.
So is it reading thousands?
Yeah.
No,
Come there a little closer, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're on there, Chuck. They're on there. So, wow, Mark, that's a pretty cool indicator. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. And, oops.
They haven't heard
There's some interlopers walking by there, so. Holy smokes.
That's sweet.
So yeah, 10 microns on the small division. So I better go look and see what's going on over there. Anyway, Mark, thank you very much. That's a cool gift. Hey, Adam, is yours bigger than that?
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so next up, we've been talking about aprons a little bit the last couple of weeks here, and my friend Mitch Rosen made this apron for me, and I've been kind of test driving it. But we got another player in the mix now too, and so we're gonna show some of the apron styles that we've been looking at here. So Chuck, why don't you come on in here? Okay. So just for reference, this is kind of style points here. Pull this up a little bit. Okay, now adjust the strap in the back so that sits there properly. Okay. You need help?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, we'll get you there.
Thanks.
We'll get you there.
I really can't tie things behind the back.
I just tied a bowline in this. He's never going to get it out. So very good, perfect. Okay, so this is one of my old ones here with the mono pocket sort of in the front. These pockets I think are a little bit big here, but they work pretty good. Flappy micrometer pocket, pen pocket. Okay, so we have some of those same features here. Okay, so this can flap or not flap, and we have dual pockets that are slightly larger than the stockers. So some differences there. Okay, so go stay here, that's cool. Come on in, Chuck number 2.
I'm sorry, Tom. Screw ass. This apron really has no pockets in it.
What kind of apron is that?
It's a split tail.
Oh, split tail aprons.
So this is a, you know what?
Did I screw
No,
it?
come here. Okay, retie that. This should
Chuck, you're back there.
retie that. You guys are a bunch of lowriders here, so.
Yeah, slackers.
Okay. So we got so where this one comes from here, let me explain the story here. So this is from one of my viewers here, and he and I have been working kind of offline. This is from Sean Hawkins, and he's up in Fort Bragg, California. And Sean is an Army veteran, and up until a couple of years ago was having a kind of a rough time in his life. And so he's kind of pulled himself up by his bootstraps and kind of got a little shop going now. And he and I have kind of collaborated a little bit on an apron. And he did all the sewing work on here. We're going to show you some other stuff, and that goes with this apron. So the basis of this is we started with a Ben Davis apron like this, okay? And he cut a bunch of the stuff off and modified it. And so what we'll do is we'll talk about some of those modifications. Dr. Richard, can you bring those in? Thank you.
Here you go,
Yes,
sir.
Doctor's in the house.
Okay.
This is for you guys who don't have shops yet.
Yeah.
This type of apron, right
Yeah,
here.
well,
This is it.
We got the high class guys in here. So what Sean has done.
Where's your rubber glove? Go get Tom.
Oh, where did the? Oh no more gloves.
Come on, this is a family show. Right?
Oops.
So what Sean has done is he's created a series of detachable pockets here. Oops, thank you.
It really is that.
Detachable pockets here of different configurations. So everybody argues about what kind of pockets should be on these things, okay? But so instead of arguing, you can have your choice, right? And what?
Fuck that up.
Wait here. You have to hit it harder.
Oh, you're gonna get a little poop. You're gonna get another fart.
And then it's got buttons up here, and you put eyelets in here, okay? Buttonholes. So you can attach these, and now this one here, this is a little different. It's got a cord on it.
This is the flappy one, so no Velcro on the back.
Exactly. So this one can hinge and flap around, and so your stuff doesn't drop in the can. And then this one goes on the side.
Auxiliary side pocket.
Here, step over so they can see it. So you got one off to the side, and then turn again so we can see this feature here. It's got a hammer loop on this. Okay. So Sean is he's working on setting himself up to make these. So if any of you guys are interested in this, you can get in touch with Sean, and I'll put some information on the screen for you guys so you can get in touch with him. And anyway, he's doing this all in a little tiny shop about 4 feet by 8 feet now. I think he expanded a little bit. So
Nice work.
anyway, Sean, nice work on these, nice stitching. Trim the threads next time, okay? Style points.
What's nice too is the inner.
Oh, yeah,
this-
thanks. Oh, yeah, good point, good
This has
point.
a set of inner pockets inside the big pockets.
Oh, actually, you know what, let's put one of these on here. Go ahead and put that on, and I'll give you some tools to put in there. So, he didn't remove the inner pockets here, so it has dual pockets. It's got the outers and an inner pocket. And then,
Which is kind of
go
nice.
ahead and try some goodies in there. And,
The titanium pen.
yeah, so I think we got
So that fits just right. Good
good
length.
choices.
Good length.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then, obviously you can do whatever you like. There's lots of choices here, something for everybody, okay?
Sweet.
Anyway,
Good job.
yeah, all right, guys. Thanks.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I want my stuff.
That's mine.
Hey!
Again,
No,
you got promoted and demoted in the same video.
if it's not here, I start to feel weird, right?
Let me get that nose here for you real quick.
No, I think that.
All right, cut.
Good job. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, I've started saying that on my videos.
Cut.
I'm like, wait a second. I'm taking this a little too.
Okay, so I thought I would show this a little closer because I was playing around with it and I was examining it, and it's a very, very nice indicator. The dial on this is 3.5 inches in diameter, and it has a 10 centimeter range, and this is an Ames, and Adam has showed some Ames indicators. So it really, really winds up in a big way. So it has 3 scales that you have to read here. You have to read the smallest division scale here, which is 10 microns per division, 1/100 of a millimeter. And then you have a counter. So this is a full turns counter, right? So that's, let's see. Well, that's what, 1 millimeter? 10 millimeters. No, yeah, that's 1 millimeter. And then there's one, and then that's 10 millimeters. So 10 millimeters, 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, etc. So pretty cool. It's got a huge shank on it, and then it's got a boss on the back. I took this off to take a look on the inside, and just to get a look at the mechanism, and it's a nice little gear train. These long travel indicators like this are they're pretty easy to mess up too if you stroke them too fast. So you got to be a little bit careful about playing around with them. So anyway, just thought I'd show that a little closer. Mark, thank you very much. That's a very nice gift, and we'll see if Adam comes back with a bigger indicator than that. So, okay, so I went to the flea market. I did a quick pass through the flea market. Didn't have a bunch of time over there, but just made a quick pass. So we'll just kind of go in the order that I got the thing. So I saw this thing sitting there, and I said, "What the heck is that?" Right? And then I picked it up, and it says National Carbon Company, and New York, made in the USA. Well, this caught my attention, was this little leather strap here, and I don't know why. I just said, "Oh, that's kind of an odd looking." Anyway, I thought it had something to do with it, like a dog leash or something like that. Well, it turns out what it is it's a little scale. Okay, and I'll hold this up so you guys can see the divisions. But you hold it up, and then you can put something on there, and then you can actually weigh it. And let's see, it goes, looks like it goes to about 10 pounds. So I'll calibrate it. I'll get something that I know the weight of, and then see if it reads correct in a few spots. But anyway, it's kind of a neat little pocket fish scale or whatever you want to call it, and kind of a neat item. That was $2, so pretty cool for $2. Okay, so next one here. I don't know. I've got a bunch of pairs of these vice grips, and this is an original non-Irwin. This is a Peterson manufacturing, the original vice grip guys, and the Irwin ones Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stop the camera. I'm gonna go get some Irwins so you guys can kind of see the difference between them and understand why these are probably more desirable in my opinion. So let me go grab a set of Irwins and then we'll take a look at those. Okay, so these are the original Peterson type, and then here's these are the Irwins here. In fact, let's do it this way here, like that, and you guys can kind of see. And you know, I think the differences are kind of subtle, okay? These proportions, I think, just look better myself. This looks more like, you know, I don't know, something out of the Alien movie or something like that. You know, they still operate well. These guys bought Peterson, I guess, and you know, they still work fine. And you know, I think it's the same basic quality of tool, right? It's just these are, you know, the head's a little bit bigger, right? And it's a little thinner on the neck here, okay? And it's got a shinier finish. This is kind of this dull finish. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not. It's just not the same, okay? I can't really pin anything really negative on these. You know, it's just. I guess it's just preference, okay? So now the reason I buy these when I see them is what I do is I make these copper jawed guys here out of them, okay? And so what I do is I attach, excuse me, kind of consumable copper jaws to these, and I find that, well, you can see I've used the crap out of those, right? You know, you grab stuff that you don't want to mar up, right? And so this is one of the best little useful tools that I've made, and so I've made a few sets of them over the years, and so I just silver braze or attach copper jaws. I grind the teeth off and then add the copper jaws on. So anyway, these were $6, so that's a pretty good price, and these are appear to be kind of unused condition. So okay, so this next one, actually I have one that I bought as a lot and then one that I bought separate. Let's do the individual. So I don't know, I was showing these excuse me, the other day, and guess what I tripped over at the flea market. This is an adjustable micro stop countersink. So, well, maybe it's too tight right now. This one's a little bit beat up here. I'll take it apart and see what's going on. And it looks like it's got a little play here. I don't know if I can solve that problem, although it probably doesn't matter because you know, when you push down on that, you take all the play out in one direction. But it's got little graduations on here, so you can actually rotate these. And let's see, what is it? Geez, it might be 1,000th increments there of depth difference. Now this one is, you know, it's seen better days, but this was $2, okay, at the flea market. Now, if you look online for these things, they're a heck of a lot more than $2. And this was Ginny. I don't know, Ginny or somebody, yeah, Ginny had their name in it. So I'll clean this one up a little bit. And this is made by Zephyr Manufacturing with a Z. Maybe you guys can see that. Okay. Zephyr Manufacturing. Anyway, it's kind of a nice one. Fine knurl on there. We'll see if we can get this one back in shape. Okay, so this next one was kind of a little lot of stuff. And so this was my big purchase for the flea market here. So let's kind of go through it here. This is a Mac, and I believe they call this an ignition wrench because you can reach around the distributor, I think. This one's 7/16 and 3/8, which are two useful inch sizes. I don't have one like this. I can't say that I've ever really needed one like this, but for a couple bucks, not a bad thing to have around. So and I'll tell you what I paid for this whole lot here in a minute. Now, this is a Bonnie, and it's a 1/2 inch, but it has it's open end on both sides, but it has a kind of a sharp angle, which sometimes is extremely useful when you're reaching in along something that has multiple fasteners like studs or a flange or whatever, and you have to reach in there next to some other fasteners, so those are kind of handy for that. And this is a Bonnie, which is a nice one, and nickel plated. It looks like it's got that nickel plated look to it. It's not chrome, I don't think. Where this is chrome, you see that's more silver, and this is more what do I want to say, gold. It's got a slight gold tint to it as opposed to chrome. Okay, so anyway, that's that one. And then here's another one that's in 9/16, and most of these are really handy inch sizes. So this is the kind of the metric equivalent of 10 and 13 millimeter wrenches, right? You know, real common size, and you see it a lot in inch type, you know, machinery and stuff like that. So this one's a Bonnie also, and it, probably out of the same set. This is all the guy had, but I picked those up too. Okay, and then so this is a cute little spanner here, and it's a little flexible end pin spanner here. It's got a little pin. I'd have to say this is probably the smallest one I have now. And this one's interesting, and it's got some little grippy teeth on it. So this may be for some kind of watch or clock thing. It doesn't look homemade, so oh wait, maybe there's some markings on there. Yeah, well, anyway, there might be some markings there, but it's got some crud on it too. Anyway, like I said, I've always said this, I always pick up pin spanners and hook spanners when I see them because they're just really handy. Now here's another one. This is an adjustable. This is made by Billings. And this is a hook spanner here, and it's a 1471. Looks like it's about a 3/4 to 2 inch. So this would be a notched bearing adjusting ring or something like that in the 3/4 to 2 inch range, which is actually pretty useful size. So okay, and so now this is kind of interesting here, and if you don't know what this is and you never saw it, then you might not know what it is. This is called DOP wax, DOP wax. So this is used by jewelers and gem cutters to, and they melt a little bit of this and they attach a stone to the end of a dop so that they can polish or do faceting or grinding and whatnot. So it's kind of a hard, sticky wax, and you melt this over a little alcohol flame and you dribble a little on, and you can attach gemstones. What it's useful for around the shop here is it's kind of like crazy glue a little bit, and so you can fix your parts for small machining jobs and whatnot, things that are very difficult to hold any other way. You know, like a gemstone would be. Here it's kind of rounded and difficult to hold. So you know, I happen to recognize that and picked up a stick. I don't think I have any, or if I do, I don't know where it is. But so all this whole lot here was $20. So like I said, this was my big, so less than $5 a piece, right? So you know, not a bad buy, right? Not as cheap as I usually like, but certainly worth it for some of the items that are in here. So anyway, that's the flea market deal.